Oh, I'm live now. Okay, can you hear me? Please, God, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me out there? Can anyone hear me? Oh, yay, Katie can hear me. Thank you, Katie. I don't know what's going on. I even logged on 10 minutes early to try to avoid all of this. So thank you. I appreciate you so much, Katie. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Never a dull moment. I will go ahead and I will go ahead and go a full hour so that we capture the time that we've missed. I'll put the props into the chat. So we need one MFR ball, one bolster, one or something that can serve as a bolster, a blanket, blocks, and a strap. So all the things. Hopefully you can hear me. I know at least one person can hear me out there. And we're just gonna go with it. I'm gonna start my other camera rolling. No idea what the problem was before, and I really hope that everyone can hear me now. Please, please, please. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. As I said, we'll go the full hour, even though we're getting a 10-minute late start due to some technical challenges. All the props are in the chat. Just make sure my other camera is rolling. All right. Okay, cool. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Yoga Medicine Online. My name is Valerie Nopik. For today's practice, it would be useful if you have one myofascial ball, a strap, a couple of blocks, a blanket, and something that can serve as a bolster. That could be a couch cushion or a large pillow. And today's practice is going to be a kind of a yang to yin class that will be pretty grounded. Even the yang based portion of class, the time we will be moving will still be kind of more of a slower flow, but maybe pleasantly challenging. I would frame it as pleasantly challenging. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to sit on a blanket to get started. Start in a seated position, and if you have a strap close by, that would be useful so that you don't need to necessarily move around too much to grab at it. So I'm going to bring the strap close by and sit up on a blanket. You can choose whether you'd like to sit up on anything. It's totally up to you. With that said, we'll just start in a seated position. Note which leg is in front because I will ask you to shift the legs in a few minutes once we're started into the movement part of the practice. So let the hands rest wherever they will comfortably land. The elbows kind of dangle underneath the shoulders, and just sit up nice and tall as best you can. And it's completely optional. Choose whether you'd like to close the eyes or just let there be a softness around the eyes, and feeling like you're relaxing the muscles around the eyes. And just give yourself about a minute here to notice, to drop in, and to practice this sense of introspection. And all that is just noticing internal signals, internal activity. I like to think of it as noticing what's happening underneath the skin. You might think of that as the beating of your heart or the movement of the breath in and out. And in addition to these more physical functions in the body, so just take a moment to notice any internal, mental, emotional landscape. Whether you're coming into this practice with a sense of calm, or whether the mind feels a little busy, agitated. All we're doing is noticing. No judgment. Take about 2 or 3 more breaths here. If the eyes are closed, just allow them to gently open. On your inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And on your exhale, let's take our right hand down just outside of our right hip and let the left arm reach up and over. Inhale, come up through center. On the exhale, let's go to the other side. So left hand comes down and right arm reaches up and over. Inhale up through center, grab onto your left wrist, and then exhale, side bend over to the right. Just notice how that arm position changes the amount that we can bend over. Inhale up through center, grab onto the opposite wrist. Exhale over to the left. Inhale up through center, bend your left elbow, grab onto the elbow with the right fingertips, and exhale over to the right. Again, just noticing how that changes the side bend. Inhale up through center, switch the arms, and exhale over to the left. Inhale, come up through center, reach the arms high, and on the exhale, just let the arms come down by the sides. Switch the cross of your legs, and we'll take the same series through those side bends. We'll start on the left side. So inhale, rise your arms high. Exhale, side bend to your left. Just letting the left hand be a support. Anchor through both hips. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, arms high. Grab onto your right wrist. Exhale, over to the left. Notice how that changes the side bend. Inhale through center, switch your wrists. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale up, bend your right elbow. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale through center, switch your arms, and exhale, side bend right. Inhale up through center, reach your arms high. Exhale, let the arms float down. We're going to grab onto our strap. If you have a metal clip on your strap, or even a plastic one, just have one of your hands holding onto that clip so that it's not hitting the floor or just so it's kind of contained. And then we'll stretch the strap out in between our two hands and let the hand that's not holding the actual metal clip or the plastic clip, let that hand be flexible, like willing to slide along the strap, if you will. So I'm going to start with my hands wider, much wider than my shoulders. Inhale my arms high, and on my exhale, I'm going to side bend to the right. Inhale up through center, exhale side bend left. Anchor through your hips. Inhale up through center, let the arms sweep all the way behind you. So here's where my hand needs to slide along the strap a little bit. And then exhale, let the arms sweep up and back forward. You do that a couple of times. Inhale the arms up and back. And exhale the arms up and back forward. Let's do one more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, take your arms high, hold on to that strap. On your exhale, we're going to side bend over to the right. Keep your hips anchored and forward fold just a little bit, round the upper back. Come over to the left and then let the arms sweep behind you to your degree. And we'll add some breath here. So inhale over to the right and into that little kind of forward, almost like a cat back. Exhale over to the left and all the way back around. One more time. Inhale to the right and forward. Exhale left and back. Now we're just going to switch directions. So inhale to the left. Little cat back forward. Exhale right. And let the arms come behind. We'll do two more like that. Inhale left and forward. Exhale right and back. Once more. Inhale and forward. Exhale and back. Awesome. Take a breath in here with the strap behind you. Chest is lifted. Really pull against the strap. And on your exhale, sweep the arms back forward. All right, we can set the strap aside for now. I'm going to come into just a brief little neck release here. So you can choose to either keep the same cross of the legs, or if you want to take a different kneeling position, you can. We won't be here for too much longer. We're going to take our right fingers, so the fingers on our right hand, and find this little hollow right behind, just behind the clavicle, the collarbone there. There's a little kind of hollow there. I just want you to kind of tuck the fingers, the pads of the fingers on your right hand into that hollow, and gently let that hand and the arm be heavy. So it's just going to create a little bit of weight and gentle pull as you simultaneously let your right ear drop down to the right shoulder. I like this variation so much because it really helps me tap into the internal sensations. Like, you can actually almost imagine the fascia finding some release there. It just helps me, this little tactile tug with the fingertips helps me really tune into softening around the left side neck. You can feel it up into my jaw. Take one more breath there. And then come back through the center. Be very gentle as you come back. And we'll just switch our sides. Maybe take a few shoulder rolls in between sides and notice one side versus the other. And then take the fingers on the left hand and just find again that little hollow right behind the clavicle bone there. Let the left ear drop down to the left shoulder as you just create this kind of weighted tug, gentle weighted tug with the left fingers against that right collar. Nothing forceful. Really acknowledging the sensations you're feeling there. Keep one more breath. And then be really mindful as you lift the head back up. We're going to transfer onto hands and knees. I'm going to continue to use this blanket around underneath my knees just for a little bit of extra padding. It's totally optional. So coming into a tabletop-like position, and I'm just using the blanket here for extra padding. Let's take a few cat-cows. As you inhale, draw the heart forward, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, really press the floor away. 2 more like that. Inhale. Ride your breath. Use the whole breath to get there. And exhale. Don't rush it. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to neutral. It might be helpful to have your hands up on blocks for this next bit, but they're, again, optional. You can absolutely be successful without them. Neutral spine here. On your inhale, we're going to step our right foot to the outside of our right hand and just kind of settle into a little lunge there, but we won't be there for long. That's your inhale. Now on the exhale, sweep that right knee behind the left. So the legs are crossed. And sink the hips back towards your heels. So it's like this little child's pose / Gomukhasana leg hybrid. We're going to go back and forth there 2 more times. So inhale, draw forward, right foot steps to the outside of the right hand. Just lunge there. And then exhale, sweep that right knee behind the left and sink the hips back to your degree. The front knee is going to lift, and that's totally fine. 1 more time. Inhale, draw forward, right foot steps. Lunge. And then exhale, cross the right knee behind the left. And this time we're going to just linger in this Gomukhasana-like shape. And you could stay here with the hips a healthy distance away from the heels there. Or for some of you, it might feel quite nice to just continue to walk the hands back towards you and sit back into Gomukhasana. It's just an option. If you do take that option, just come into the forward fold. Whatever variation you took here, just stay for 2 more breaths. And then we'll slowly make our way back forward. Hands to blocks, uncross the legs, and we're back in tabletop. Maybe the hands are on blocks, maybe they are not. Just going to repeat on the second side. So on the inhale, we're going to draw the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Come into that lunge to your degree. And then exhale, left knee crosses behind the right and sink the hips back. 2 more. Inhale into your lunge. Exhale, left knee crosses behind right and sink the hips back. Once more. Inhale. This side feels completely different for me. And exhale. Now remember, you can stay in this kind of child's pose, Gomukhasana hybrid, or if it's right for you, you can also just begin to continue to walk the hands back and actually let the sitting bones find the floor and find Gomukhasana. If you take that, just find the forward fold. We aren't doing Gomukhasana arms, just the legs. Tap into that sense of just checking in, noticing internal sensations and signals. 2 more breaths. And then we'll come back forward into that tabletop-like position, uncross the legs, And you may or may not want the blocks handy. I'm just going to move them off the top of the mat so they're within reach should I need them. From here, let's come into downward facing dog. First down dog of the practice. Use a couple of breaths here to take any organic movement that would be useful. Maybe that's pedaling out through the legs or maybe lifting a leg. Really just taking this opportunity to listen to what your body needs, and it might just want to be still. It might crave stillness. On your next inhale, lift your right leg. And on the exhale, we're going to step our left foot to the outside of, our right foot. We inhaled our right leg high. And our exhale, we're stepping our right foot to the outside of our right hand. Lower down the left knee. So this should feel familiar. We were here a little bit ago. Hands can be on blocks or not. Inhale, draw the heart forward. And on the exhale, sink the hips back, finding half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Our right leg is slightly off to the side. We're going to go back and forth there. Inhale, draw forward. Exhale, half splits. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, draw forward. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Take a breath. And on your exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand and find Malasana. This is very early in class, so your Malasana might be quite high. On your next inhale, we're going to rise all the way up to stand. So press into your feet, feel your strength through your legs, and then lift up onto your tiptoes. On your exhale, lower the heels and bend the knees and adjust the feet if you need to come into horse stance. Let your right forearm find your right thigh. Inhale the left arm up and over. Exhale here. Inhale, both arms high. You're still in horse stance. Exhale, left elbow to left thigh, and right arm reaches up and over, side stretch. Inhale, both arms back to center, reaching high. Rise up onto your tiptoes. Now exhale, come all the way back down into Malasana. Your feet might be off the mat, that's okay. Inhale, lift through the chest. And then exhale, lift the hips, straighten the legs, turn your toes slightly in. We're in a little mini Prasarita Padottanasana, straddle forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, step your left foot back, setting up for crescent lunge. Be willing to adjust your feet. On your inhale, let the arms lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of your left hand. Right knee lowers down. Pause. Inhale, draw the heart forward. And then exhale, half splits. Two more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, draw forward, lift your back knee, and on your exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, Malasana. On your next inhale, lift all the way up to stand, lift up high onto your tiptoes. Exhale, lower the heels, adjust your feet for horse stance. Inhale, rise your arms high, and on your exhale, side bend left. Inhale, back into center. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale through center, arms are high, straighten your legs, lift your heels. Exhale, come back down into Malasana. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lift the hips, turn the toes in, your mini straddle forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back, you are in crescent lunge. On the inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, just pause. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down to the mat, stepping back, down dog. Breath in, breath out. We're going to do that again with just one little change. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, right foot steps to the outside of your right heel. Inhale, draw the heart forward here in that lunge. Exhale, half splits. We're just going to do that once. Inhale back into your lunge, lift your back knee, and on your exhale, step forward, Vinyasa. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Use the strength of your legs, lift your heels. Exhale down into horse stance, adjust your feet as needed. Inhale, lift the arms high. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, arms high, center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, arms high, straighten your legs, lift the heels. Exhale, Malasana. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lift the hips, straddle forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left foot back, setting up for crescent lunge. Inhale, lift the arms. Now on the exhale, we're going to come down to the inside of the right foot and walk the hands through a wide straddle forward fold in the middle. Let's take a couple of breaths here before let the head dangle, length on all four sides of the neck. And then just keep walking the hands around to the back of the mat. So you're walking around to the left. Lunge into the left leg and then step back, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Low lunge, right knee lands. Inhale, draw the heart forward. Exhale, half splits. Remember, we're just doing that once. Inhale, back into lunge, lift your back knee. Exhale, step forward, Malasana. Inhale, press into the feet, lift all the way up, lift your heels. Exhale, come down into horse, adjust your feet. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend right. It's okay if the feet are off the mat. Inhale through center, let's straighten the legs, lift your heels. Exhale, back into Malasana. Inhale to adjust. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lift the hips. Forward fold, little mini straddle forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back, setting up for crescent. Inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, hands come down to the inside of the left foot. Walk around to the right. Cross the Rita Padottanasana. Take a couple breaths. And then walk around to the right. So you're turning back to the top of your mat. Lunge into that right leg. Inhale there, and then exhale, step back. Down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift up high on your toes. And on your exhale, take lots of little steps to your hands. So just making your way into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms rise. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right. Inhale, rise your arms high. Grab your left wrist with your right fingers. And on your exhale, take a side bend over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend or switch the clasp of the wrists and side bend to the left. Inhale to center. And on your exhale, release the hands, come into this little cactus, upper back bend, cactus the arms. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Feel like you're moving through molasses, nice and slow, luxurious. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower down the knees. Take an inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, lower all the way down. Slide the hands forward so that the elbows are underneath your shoulders. And inhale, lift into Sphinx pose. Press down through the tops of the feet. Curl the pubic bone towards the low ribs. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Hands slide underneath your shoulders. Press up and back. Down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift high on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees and take lots of steps to your hands. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms rise, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do one more round, just a different side bend. Inhale, arms high, bend your left elbow, right fingers to left elbow. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale to center, switch to elbows and the clasp. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, both toast the arms, little upper back bend. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, and forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower down the knees and come all the way down to the ground. Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath the shoulders, lift the chest. Legs are strong and engaged and active. Curl pubic bone to low ribs. Take one more inhale there. Exhale, lower down, press back, down dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift high on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, lots of steps to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms rise for the strength of your legs. Exhale, hands to heart. Bend the knees. We're going to sink down into Utkatasana, but the invitation here, which is optional, is to grab the blanket, place it right into the creases of your hips, and take Utkatasana over the blanket. And I don't have my arms reaching high. Seems almost like a little bit more of a compact Utkatasana. We are going to have the option here to either stay and just hug into that blanket or come into a twist. So I'm going to come into the twist if you're with me. Take a breath in here, and on your exhale, left tricep over towards right thigh, find a twist. Yep, the blanket's still there. Inhale, come back through center. Maybe see what happens when you reach the arms up. And then exhale, twist left. Just notice how this pose changes when we add the blanket there. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, we're going to forward fold, and you can just let the blanket come down to the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to dog. Inhale, your right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot forward, crescent lunge. Familiar shape. Inhale, the arms high. Exhale, hands down, step back, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot forward, crescent lunge. Rise the arms on the inhale. Exhale, hands down, down dog. Optional vinyasa here. I invite you to keep it pretty low key though if you take it. So maybe through Sphinx again. So inhale, pull forward to plank, lower down the knees. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale into maybe Sphinx. Keeping it low. Exhale back, down dog. Adding on, inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step it forward, crescent lunge. Inhale, lift the arms. Now on your exhale, we're going to lean forward, shift the weight into that right foot, and find airplane pose or Digasana. Now your Digasana might be something like this, where the chest is a little lifted and the back left toes are just kind of hovering there for balance. Whatever you need, whatever feels most useful. Now take an inhale here and listen up. On your exhale, we're going to step the left foot back. Turn to the left, let the arms reach up and over. On your exhale, come into humble warrior at the back of the mat. So be willing to shift your feet. Warrior 1 feet, and let the arms sweep back by the hips as you take a little forward fold over that left thigh. And just pause here. You don't have to clasp the hands, but you can. On your next inhale, press into that left foot to lift you back up. Turn to your right. So again, you're coming through that kind of 5-pointed star pose. And then warrior 2 back to the top of the mat. So right knee will be bent. First time we're in this shape as well. Just breathe here. Feel your feet. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands down. And let's step right back to dog. Same thing, second side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step left foot forward, crescent lunge. Inhale, rise the arms. Exhale into Digasana, airplane pose. Breathe, chest is lifted. Take a breath in. On your exhale, step the right foot back, turn to the right, arms reach up and over. It's humble warrior to the back of the mat. Be willing to shift your legs, so warrior 1 legs, and then a little forward fold over that right thigh. Hands can clasp or not. On your next inhale, press into that right heel, lift the arms, turn to the left, warrior 2, left knee bends. Notice, maybe you can let the eyes close. Notice the beating of your heart. Maybe heat that's building in the body. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step back to down dog. And then again here, optional vinyasa, but I do invite you to keep it pretty low key. Inhale the plank, lower down the knees. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into Sphinx. And then exhale back to dog. And then take that same thing just a little bit more smoothly, a little bit more efficiently, 1 breath per movement. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, Digasana. Step the left foot back. Inhale the arms up and over. Exhale, humble warrior to the back. Inhale the arms up and over. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front, right knee bends. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back, down dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, Digasana. Step the right foot back. Inhale the arms up and over. Exhale, humble warrior to the back. Inhale the arms up and over. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands down. Step back to dog. Optional vinyasa, keep it low key if you're doing it. Inhale the plank, lower down the knees. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale the Sphinx. Exhale back to dog. Let's do the same thing one last time through. Inhale, right leg high. Find your flow. Exhale, step it forward. Notice the internal landscape. Inhale into crescent. Heart beating, breath moving. Exhale, Devasana. Step the left foot back. Inhale the arms up and over. Exhale, humble warrior to the back. Inhale the arms up and over. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Right knee bends. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands down. Step back to dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, Devasana. Step the right foot back. Inhale the arms up and over. Exhale, humble warrior to the back. Inhale the arms up and over. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Left knee is bent. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands down. Step back to dog. One last optional vinyasa. Inhale the plank. Lower down the knees. Exhale all the way down. Inhale the Sphinx. Exhale back to dog. And then lower down the knees and come into Shavasana. Try to avoid the temptation to do anything else. To fix your clothes, to take a sip of water, to pick at lint on your clothes, all the things, to tighten the ponytail, anything. Just come into Shavasana and I invite you to check in. Use that time instead of fixing to notice. Notice the beating of your heart, the movement of the breath. Just this pleasant sense of challenge, warmth in the system. Let everything be soft. When you're ready, hug the knees into your chest. And choose how you'd like to come up to a seated position. You can rock and roll, which is going to be a little bit more energetic. Or you can roll onto a side and press your way up, which is going to be less effort. We're going to come into a prone position here. So I'm going to offer up an additional piece to this, is to actually lay over a blanket, having a rolled up blanket or folded up blanket kind of in between the frontal hip bones and the low ribs. Totally optional. You do not need to do it. I quite like it, especially when I'm trying to feel a sense of really being grounded. It's also really nice for digestion. Some people do not like it. But here's where I'm also going to grab on to my myofascial ball. And for some of you, a block will probably be really useful. We're going to come into a jaw release. So I'm going to take the ball, put it on top of the block there. It's almost like I'm just lifting the floor closer, and I'm going to start on my right side. So if you feel where the top jaw and the bottom jaw connect back there, move slightly towards your mouth. There's a little hollow there. And start with the ball there. And if you have a smaller ball, it's going to be a little bit more intense or more sensation. So just choose wisely. And I like to make circular motions with my head here. So the ball kind of stays in place and I'm moving my head in these small little circles. It does not need to be big. When you find a spot that feels really interesting, you can pause and stay. Be willing to explore here. It's a part of the body that can hold a lot of tension for some individuals. And in this prone position, particularly with the blanket underneath the abdomen, I'm really aware of my heart beating. Just checking out those internal signals. This is sensations. Taking the opportunity to notice. Take one more breath here. And then just press your way up, almost into a Sphinx pose. Or it might be quite like a Sphinx pose. And just take a moment, let the chin tuck into the chest. And just notice the difference between the right side of the face and the left side of the face. And let's repeat that jaw release, myofascial release on the other side. So you're coming into that little hollow just inside or towards the mouth from where the upper and lower jaw meet. And follow right there, and then you might choose to stay still. I like to make those little circular motions with my head, almost as if I'm drawing little circles with the tip of my nose. And then the challenge for me is always really letting my head be heavy. This is a really big area of tension for me. Lots of information. Take 2 more breaths here. And slowly start to release that. You can set the ball aside. Come into that Sphinx-like shape and just let the chin drop. And then we'll slowly make our way out of that. If you were using a blanket, you're going to set that aside. And for some of you, a strap might be useful here. Now, I will say we're going to come into a yin twist of cat pulling its tail, and then we're going to set ourselves up for Shavasana over the bolster. So I'm actually going to move my bolster down towards the bottom end of my mat now, along with my blocks. That way it'll be there. And then for some of you, for this twist, a strap might be useful. I'll actually just slide the blanket down here too, because I will probably end up using that for our final shape. So from here, if you're going to use a strap, all the strap is going to do is help make one of your arms longer. So I have a loop in my strap and a long tail. You don't necessarily need to create a loop, but it might be useful. And from here, we're going to come down onto our backs. Before we do so, let's put the strap around your left ankle and take all the extra end of the strap up alongside of your right side. So yep, strap is around my left ankle and all the extra strap material is up alongside of my right side. And I'm gonna lay myself down here. Try to make sure I'm not blocked by the props. I'm gonna hug the knees in towards my chest here, and I'm gonna let both of my legs drop over to the left. Now this might be where you stay. There's gonna be some options here. Option 1, stay put. This might be plenty. Option 2 would be to take your right leg, which is going to be your top leg, and straighten it out to the side of the rim. So it's reaching towards the left side of the rim. Some of you may comfortably grab onto the pinky toe edge of that right foot with your left hand. Now, the strap might be in your right hand or within reach, and you can grab that. Just slide your left knee so it's more pointed towards the bottom edge of your mat or the far edge, short edge of your mat away from you. Some of you may grab onto the top of that left foot with your right hand. Others, you have the strap there just to make your arms longer. So it becomes a quad stretch on the left leg or a hip stretch on the right, as well as a twist for the spine. Cat pulling its tail. Lots of ways to make this accessible. But you may have just opted to stay in a simple twist, which is perfect. Always being willing to find what is useful for you at this point in your practice. A little different. Soften, find a place where you can drop into stillness, where you're not putting out a lot of effort. Take 2 more breaths. Really slowly release, come back through center, maybe hug the knees in. And if you were using the strap, just slide it off with the left foot. Slide it over the right ankle and then make sure that the long end of the strap, the extra tail, is up alongside the left side of your body if you want to use it. Take a breath in here. And Exhale, let both knees drop over to the right. And this again might be where you stay. Got to negotiate with my wall here, so move a little bit more away from the wall. Or you can stay here. You can straighten that left leg, reaching towards the right side of your space. Slide your right knee so it's pointed more down towards the end of the strap that's away, or the end of the mat that's away from your head. You may find the top of your left foot, or your right foot with your left hand, or you may just choose to go on the strap to make your arm a little longer. Everything be soft as best you can. And notice if there's any unnecessary tension in the feet, which is usually where I tend to kind of hold on. Or maybe the forehead, the brows are furrowed. You can make sure to soften or work towards softening the muscles of the forehead and around the eyes, around the jaw. Take 2 more breaths here. And then find your joy out. And the invitation is to set yourselves up over the bolster for Shavasana, but of course you can ignore that. Just take a more traditional Shavasana if you'd like. I'll set us up though if you're with me. You won't be using straps, you can set by the side. We'll use both of our blocks. And I'm going to set them up like so towards the back end of my mat so that they're just going to be a foundation for the bolster to sit at an angle. And sometimes I really need to mess around with them so that it's a stable base. Now you can use the blanket in one of 2 ways. You can either roll up just a little roll to place underneath the cervical spine, underneath the neck there, like so. Or what I quite like is kind of unraveling the blanket enough so that when I bring the soles of my feet together, I can wrap the blanket around the front of the feet or the front of the ankles and tuck it in behind the heels. And it just creates this little sense of support, keeps my legs in place, and I just quite like how it feels. It's just this nice, I don't know, for me it feels super supportive. A third way you can also use the blanket would be to come in and just have it over the abdomen, which can also be quite grounding. So choose what you'd like there. And once we're in Shavasana, we will linger here. And of course, if you have extra time to stay longer, do so. You can ignore me when I bring the class out. I'll keep the class here for a few moments. But again, if you have the time to linger, absolutely 100% do so. Once you find your resting shape of choice. Do a full body scan. From tips of toes to top of head. And as you take that body scan, not only be aware of any sensations on the outside, which might be the temperature of the room, or the feeling of the blanket, or the temperature of the floor beneath your hands. But also notice if you can drop in a layer beneath the skin. Become aware of the beating of the heart, the activity of the mind. And dropping into this place of calm, centered stillness. Have time to stay in your Shavasana, please do so in one place. And with me, just begin to bring some gentle awareness. The fingers and the toes. Let the head slowly, gently, and really subtly move from side to side. Using the assistance of your hands against your outer thighs, you're able to bring the knees in together like you're closing a book. If the knees knock in towards one another, maybe heel toe the feet on the way wider. Place the left hand over the heart, right hand just below the rib cage, above the navel center. Using this tactile placement of the hands to notice and come back to that connection with the beating of your heart. Until you movement of the breath. And very slowly. Try to support yourself in a way that feels useful. Don't think too much about it, but do be sure that you're moving mindfully and with intention. Coming back to that seated position that we took right into the very beginning of class, as soft and closed, noticing. I hope is that you are leaving this class with a greater sense of calm and ease, and being centered, grounded, and at peace. I honor the place in each of you in which the entire universe dwells, and I honor the place in each of you that is of love, of truth, of light, and of peace. Thank you for your practice. I'll see you soon.